Hey, hey, hey. Hold on, let me center you back up there. There we go. Welcome, everybody, kicking out of two. Podcast with less jobbers than Raw. They're not all
Wow.
winners. Uh, I'm Mike, and with me, as always, is my audio partner, Tori. Hey, Tori.
Howdy. Howdy.
Been an interesting week in wrestling, to say the least. We have some definite things to talk about, some possibly very cold hot takes when it comes to some of the stuff we watched, but we're going to talk about it anyway. But of course, as we always do, we're going to start with the news, and guess what we got? Guess what we got? There we go. Just took a second. What you may not be able to hear is there's a theme playing. Now we
Jeez.
have a news feed. All right. So we talked last week about Elias, or now known as Elijah, signing with TNA. Elijah made his debut on TNA's live edition of Impact on February 20th in Orlando. It debunked the rumor.
I just turned the sound on YouTube so I could hear that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It debunked the rumor that he had signed with AEW and ROH, and clarifying that TNA had interest in him because they hadn't really said that they were interested in him when people were asked. So it kind of let that go in. There still is question about this Righteous vignette, though. Like, why did Elijah do it? Why was the filming done if Elijah was going over?
My question would be, who filmed it?
Yeah. So
Was it AEW or was it just them?
yeah, I think it was just them because like we surely would have seen it on TV at some point.
You would think.
If it was AEW doing it on, but then again, we show things that we aren't supposed to, and we don't show things that we probably should when it comes to their production, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, so that's something to still speculate on. Is we had this nice vignette, what was going on with that? Initially, though, I mean,
It had potential.
It
it has great potential.
It did. What do you think about them bringing him in as a face to start, though? Because that seems a little odd.
I don't know enough about TNA's roster to say one way or the other because I don't know what they have in terms of face, heels.
Yeah. Well, just even thinking about a head count of how many faces, how many heels they have, to me, it's just weird that character lends itself to at least start off as a heel, especially if you've got a guy already sitting in the ring with a guitar playing guitar. Like, it just seems like it.
Yeah, but
could have been.
They did the debut. He debuted with Hendry, right?
So yeah, what I thought it was going to be, because we were just catching clips since it was happening real time while we were talking. The Colognes came out to.
That's right.
Which, by the way, after going back and watching it, I loved the TNA fans because they were chanting, "Where is Carlito?" Love it.
Why you got to do them boys that way? They're just trying to make a living, y'all. Come on.
They're just trying to pay for their colons. Colognes. Anyway, we're not all winners. But so they came out and they were going to double team Joe Hendry, and then Elijah came out to save Hendry. So him coming out as the face, and then we end up having kind of like a little tag team situation with those two.
Right. I think if you're going to debut him as a face, doing it with Joe Hendry is the way to do it.
It is. It absolutely
now,
is. It just seems weird to me that that's the choice we went.
But if they did that and then have a tag match and he turns on him, it's perfect.
That too. So
I definitely think it's a let it cook. Let's see what happens. There's enough that there's a lot of unknowns there, a lot of variables.
There's a lot of variables there. So we'll have to see where they go with that. We'll have to see what happens with the Righteous, because like we're not seeing them on TV in AEW right now. We know they're still under contract for a little while, but who knows? Maybe this is a situation they went into business for themselves, and we're going to end up in a Phoenix situation of they're just going to be off TV until they gradually get let go. Don't know.
Possibly.
For those that don't know, I am also a huge nerd about other things. It's not just wrestling. One of the things I'm a nerd about is Dungeons and Dragons, and the fact that there has been this renaissance of Dungeons and Dragons on social media, on YouTube.
Hold on. Do you know how to play?
Yes, I've played for years.
I want to learn.
Okay,
I want to learn.
I got all the books. We could do this.
Bet.
We could do
Okay.
a spin-off podcast of like how to D&D for dummies or something. I don't know.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Need to make sure nobody else has it, but
Valid. So I love that. They've got like
Just call it
Critical
Triple
Role
D.
does some stuff. Smosh does some stuff where they do some kind of D&D-esque stuff. But one of the big ones is there's Brennan Lee Mulligan. He is a comedian. He shows up on Dropout. He shows up on Game Changers, which are kind of like catered towards like the the TikTok
right.
crowd of like a small game. And it's normally like improv stuff. So it's like, here's a topic, do a thing, and you try to get points doing the thing. So one of the funniest man on there, he also, though, does run a show called Dimension 20. Now, one of the most recent ones he did, which has been a lot of fun to watch. If you haven't watched it, it's a ton of fun. He did a D&D campaign with 5 or 6 drag queens. And it was amazing.
I'm gonna need you to start using punctuation on this little thing at the bottom. I can't with this.
I'm sorry.
I need you to do better.
All right.
Anyway, so
I'll tell Ace to make sure to put in some punctuation for you next time.
I need to get his act together. Damn
Finley. But they just had a trailer come out yesterday about a new one, which is going to be, what was it? It was Titan Takeover, I think is what it was going to be called. And it's WWE Superstars. And they're going to be doing a D&D campaign. So my two things crossing over together. It's going to be amazing.
That's pretty solid.
They've already announced who's going to be part of it. It's going to be Bailey, who's going to be playing a Minotaur Barbarian called Kitterloo. It's going to be Chelsea Green, which is going to be a Tabaxi, which is like a cat-type character, rogue, named Tabitha, but she's going to be called Tabby for short. Xavier Woods.
That fits.
Yeah, Xavier Woods, which is going to be Julia Mortem, which is a monk character, and Kofi Kingston playing King Adonis Thanaformus, because of course he's got to have something extraneous as his name.
Of course he does.
Brennan Lee Mulligan is going to be leading that campaign. They promise that it's going to be an epic blend of wrestling and D&D storytelling. So I'm thoroughly excited for that to happen.
When is this on?
It's called Dimension 20. It's on YouTube. So if you look that up, subscribe to that channel. It's tons of fun. I need to go back and watch the beginning of the drag queen one, because I've seen the last couple episodes and I want to see where that started. What's really funny about that one is he gets into the world that he is helping build as he's DMing the group. And so by the end of it, he's like in full drag. So it's awesome. WWE is scouting some talent. Now, whether this talent is for broadcasting or as a wrestler, we don't know. Sam Laterna, I'm hoping I'm saying her last name correctly. She worked in NWA, MLW. Right now, she's a TNA as a host.
Okay, I was going to say, I know the name.
Yeah, she officially got her tryout for WWE in late 2024. And they're looping her kind of into the new program that they got going there. And we'll see what happens. We don't know what exactly is happening as far as if she's going to wrestle or not, but apparently they are interested in her. There was a question to Sean Ross Sapp. He does these little like quick Twitter questions, just ask me quick things, and he puts it on Fightful Select. And so this was one of them that I thought would be kind of interesting to bring up. Someone asked, how is TNA handling the Tessa situation? His statement was reportedly they're trying to stay as far away from it as possible, which is kind of why they're doing what they're doing right now, which is she's not not cleared to wrestle, and so she just kind of does the little like quick talk to the crowd, and then she's out. So just,
How did you not see this coming when you signed her?
that is hard.
You
to
sign a
say.
fucking racist, she's gonna get your racist chance. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
It's very interesting.
It's the same reason Hogan got booed out of the building.
I mean, it's really tough now that you've already you kind of made that bet already. Like you hired her, and now she's there, and you gotta kind of deal with it. The question is, do you deal with it out in the open, or do you try to be less transparent about it and try to handle it under wraps? Like, how do you handle the situation?
You pay her some money and you tell her to go home.
You pull like the AOL Time Warner card.
Yeah.
Your contract's been paid. Go home.
Here is the entirety of your contract for every appearance you would have. Kick rocks.
Yeah. Here's your downside or whatever
Whatever
fees
it
that they have
is.
on there.
Hot chance of pants.
Speaking of TNA, so we saw Jazz return in a women's match. Come to find out, she's also going to be doing some backstage work for TNA as well. So
Jazz, like Jazz from
WWE Jazz.
Okay.
Yeah, she showed up in it's like a women's battle royal type thing not too long ago, and come to find out, apparently TNA hired her as a backstage help too. So always good to see people that were in the business get some sort of job even past wrestling. So awesome to see her there.
And she's fantastic talent too.
She is. I pulled this bit of news just for you because we were talking about it on Tuesday, and we were curious who it was, and so I wanted to make sure to pull it out. The women's tag team main event that was so great. It was actually produced by Jason Jordan and Michael Hayes. So those two are the ones that produced that match.
Jason Jordan doesn't surprise me. Okay.
Anyway, so amazing match. I know we talked about like we wanted to know who was producing it. That's who produced that match. So,
did you see the video of Rhea talking to Logan Paul?
Yes, I did. Logan Paul's trying to get his ass whooped.
Apparently, and then Michael Hayes is like, "Dude, stop!" Like, I just gave her a shirt. She's like, "My dad like." He's like, "You're not gonna wear it." She's like, "I might put it on my dog."
Great. Did you see the rest?
Your dog is too good for that.
Did you see the rest of the video?
No, I just saw him talking to her about the person at her front door.
Yeah,
that she saw on her Ring camera, and then that's all I saw.
So after that, they switched to him trying to give a shirt to the Miz, and the Miz looks at it and then starts hassling him about the shirt. He's like, "This is what you came up with? Did you design this yourself?" Like, or did they put designs for him? You went, you know what? I want that one right there, the simple ass logo that says "I'm humble." Damn, Miz just calling him out like that.
That's why I love the Miz.
That's
fantastic.
I say the best for last because I figure this would be a good discussion point for me and you. There's a benefit show for Chris Bey coming up. They're raising funds for Chris Bey. What's interesting about this is that it has WWE, AEW, and TNA talent all on the card, which the discussion that you and I had just on Tuesday about, like, if we can make this work, imagine the buzz it could get.
Do we have New Japan on the show? Do we know do we have a full card yet?
I haven't seen a full card yet. I looked it up, and all I got was that Karrion Kross, Swerve, Brian Cage, Trey Miguel, and Ace Austin are good. That's the only thing I've seen so far.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Ace Austin.
No, I figured Ace Austin was the first one that signed up for it.
Yeah, or it was his idea.
Yeah.
I love that they're letting Karrion Kross do this. First of all,
yes. Well, and
I hope they get more. I
I
hope AJ does it. I hope they put. I'm not saying Karrion's not a big name. I hope a big name or two does it.
yeah.
A big WWE name.
Well, and here's the thing though. So like the reason I want to bring it up is one, just so we can raise awareness for Chris Bey. It's wonderful that
Yes.
they're doing something for him and trying to help him out. Which everything I've seen, by the way, we've seen some videos of him, like he's killing it. He was already walking,
Yes.
and like
Yes.
they were telling him he probably would never walk again.
And he's
And
getting up on his own and walking.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
already doing that.
No,
So
I won't be surprised if he ends up back in the ring at least one more time.
yeah,
I don't know how much he'll do.
yeah. If it's
But-
like a you can never do it again, get in there one more time, do an easy match just so you can
Do what you can.
yeah. But the other reason I wanted to bring it up though is just because this right here is the perfect example of what we were talking about. Since it's the tribute show, absolutely, I'd love to see AJ get there. I'd love to see some bigger names get there because it's a tribute show.
Yeah.
But if we just look at it for what it currently is, which is all three companies getting together, there's no big names on this card. If
Swerve.
Swerve, yeah. If Karrion Kross takes a loss, not that big a deal.
Who cares?
If Swerve
They're
or
not
Brian
doing anything with him
Cage,
anyway.
not a big deal. Like,
Right.
this is the perfect situation where you've got people that are upper mid card talent that are mixing together, and it doesn't really matter. You're not killing either side of the business, either
You're
company.
not hurting anything.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, this is
obviously, don't
exactly
send
what we
Cody
talked
over
about.
there and have Cody lose to whoever's in
No.
AEW. That would be dumb.
What they're gonna do, what I'm willing to bet they do is we may get Swerve and Brian Cage in one match.
Mhm.
I don't know. Trey Miguel will have a match. He's gonna win unless he wrestles Ace Austin, which he'll gladly take that L.
Yeah.
Whoever wrestles Ace Austin will gladly take that L because
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Yep.
But they'll put Karrion Kross against one of their guys. He's obviously gonna go over.
Yeah.
If Swerve wrestles, whoever they wrestle, there's not a chance they're going to lose.
Yeah.
If they do, I love it, but I don't think they're going to.
I will say, just to add the other cool thing to it, Karrion Kross actually came from that company. Future Stars of Wrestling is where he kind of like cut his teeth. So him coming
I didn't know
back
that.
to that company is kind of
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
And that may be why
Makes me wonder.
WWE said okay, is because he said, like, look, we're doing this benefit show. It's back in my stomping grounds. Like, I'd love to go there and help them out on that. And so I'm sure that had something to do with him going there. But this is a great situation of, like, just put your big boy pants on, put whatever hurt feelings behind you, and make some money. In this case, it's for a good cause, but just in general, make some money. You tell me you're going to put Karrion Kross in there against the Bad Apple. That would be awesome for me.
Right.
I don't care who wins. You looking up something?
I'm looking through their roster. Sin Bodhi is there.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just kind of curious as to who they have and who they've had. If I can find some.
If
kind
you can
of-
find like an alumni thing.
Yeah. I'm not finding one. So.
Well, while we're going to that, let's go ahead and head over to a 3-count. I'm going to go ahead and start with mine because one of yours involves the aftermath of one of mine. So might as well go ahead and get that one out of the way. So my first one on NXT, not NXT, excuse me, going back to TNA. This was before the NXT situation that we're dealing with. Obafemi showed up on TNA, which was massive, massive, massive. It was happening at the moment that we were doing our show. So we didn't get to talk about it until today. But basically, after JDC, he had a no DQ win. The system came in to kind of cause some more pain to his opponent. And Oba came out. The Hardys came out. It's opposite order, but so they came out to help. And then what we found out later is that this is causing a 6-man tag for this week coming up. Obafemi and the Hardys versus the system. That's going to be
on
awesome.
TNA.
On TNA.
Yeah, see, this
That's
is
great.
where this is one of those that we talked about. This is where the big name payoff comes from.
Yeah.
Because right now with NXT and TNA doing this, Oba's the biggest name that's gone over there.
Mm-hmm. And
And I don't say that as
and
a
it being
knock to
a
Cora Jade.
no. But being a 6-man tag, then it doesn't matter who comes away with that one. They're
Right.
doing it
It's not
smart.
going to hurt
If Oba
anybody.
loses, it's fine. If Moose loses, it's fine. Because it's them against the Hardys and Obafemi. Speaking of the Hardys, though, Hardys showed up on NXT. Within seconds of them showing up on NXT TV, WWE already had a shirt on the shop. That's my number 2. Like, literally.
See?
Just
this is what we've talked about.
Within minutes, they're like, Hardys are back. Here's a shirt. There you go. And it has the Hardy Boys logo. It's like circa 1990s Hardy Boys logo. It's the emblem that they used to have on the necklaces, with NXT on the back of it. Like, it within minutes, they already had this ready to go. To me, though, that opens up the conversation of that means this partnership might include merch. And that's amazing, because if we've had Rosemary, which anybody who's watched the show knows Rosemary is one of my favorites. That means the next time she shows up, we might get an NXT Rosemary t-shirt. I'm down. All right, let's do that.
Okay, so I am going back through their roster, just going back over several years. I'm at 2015.
Yeah.
Brian Cage, Willie Mack. I had no idea, but Disco Inferno.
I didn't know he was still around.
I wish he wasn't. Alex Hammerstone. And I'm just going through Jeff Cobb, Kenny King, Matt Cage, Matt Hardy, Paul London. These are not small names.
No, that's a cavalcade of good names that have been in the business for a while.
And that's 2015.
Yeah. So that's good that they're going to get
2017.
A bit of a
AR Fox, Brian Cage, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Eli Drake.
There you go.
Drake.
Yeah.
John Morrison, Keith Lee, Rob Conway.
Look at me.
Sammy Callahan, Taya, Willie Mack.
People hated that gimmick. I loved that gimmick.
What?
Look at me. Coming out there with the mustache and the sunglasses.
But yeah, they've had a humongous number of
there's some punctuation there.
Good. Did you literally fix this while we were talking?
No, that was already there. I haven't
that
touched
one.
It. No, see, there's another one. See, look, right there. There's a comma. I'm just saying, Ace didn't completely screw up. There's some punctuation in there. Still docking his pay though. No, so I mean, it's a great list of roster. Yeah,
they do.
So it's good though. It's good that they're gonna get that injection of solid talent from bigger organizations in there. It's amazing that we have 3 different companies showing up there. This is something that's great.
A number of people in WWE have shown love to Chris Bey. Yeah. Talked about him, worn an armband, something.
Yep.
Vince would have never allowed it.
No.
He let it happen with Brody because of who Brody was.
Yeah. Because Brody was one of his.
Chris Bey's never been there. Yeah. Yes. Chris Bey's never been there.
Yep. All right. So my number 3, and this is where it's going to lead into one of yours, the Hangman Page and MJF situation that happened. First of all, Page came in and squashed Fake Solo. Good Lord. He came out of his truck, walked down to the ring in his jeans and boots, just took off his shirt, laid waste
He
this poor
literally took
Samoan.
his keys and wallet out of his pocket, dropped
Yeah.
him in the corner.
I want to say this is one of the NOIs though, and maybe that's why he was called Solo. Maybe they just thought it'd be fun to call him Solo while he was there, because his face I've seen before, so I want to say he's like one of the younger NOIs that are out there right now, that no one signed yet. But anyway, yeah, it comes in there, tears that boy up.
He killed that kid.
Just beat the brakes off that boy. And then he grabs the mic and he starts, talking about MJF and what's going on with that. MJF comes out, and the first thing you see when he comes out is he's wiping his hands with this bloody rag, and then he just kind of tosses it on the ground, and he's saying, "Oh, do you think are you thinking I want to get in there? No, I don't want to fight you. You're a damn maniac. You're out here. You're beating the hell out of this kid. Like, you're not even dressed to wrestle. I'm not dressed to wrestle. I don't want to do this. We're going to do this over here." Hey, we just got a new subscriber. Jimmy Kakavitsas. I know I murdered that. I'm sorry. Thank you. Appreciate
I was like,
this.
where did that sound come from? What the fuck was?
You thought you broke something? What is that?
I really started looking at my screen like, did I open something I didn't mean to?
No, that was a subscription. That's our little subscription alert. I know we don't hear it that often, so we're just like, what is that? But thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. But he's saying, like, I don't want to do this. Like, maybe if we did this, I don't know. Then turns back and looks at the Tron, which has the in Las Vegas coming up. Basically saying we're gonna do this coming up in Vegas, so that's when we're gonna do this. And he says, but what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna go to one of the best cities in the world, New Jersey, because everything's legal in New Jersey. And then I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna train up, and I'm gonna be ready for you in Vegas.
That's so well played.
As he's starting to go into the tunnel,
Los Angeles.
Yeah. That's right. It's in Los Angeles. I don't know why I keep saying Las Vegas.
It's Los Angeles. That whole pay-per-view is gonna be fire, though.
It is. As he's starting to get in the tunnel, though, he stops. He turns back around and he goes, actually, one more thing before I go. A little worried about your friend. You might want to check on him. And then he leaves, and they show up on the Tron. We'll get into that. Hold that. Let me talk about how great this segment was, and then we'll talk about that. But so then we get a camera. We see Chris Daniels has had the shit kicked out of him, supposedly by MJF. That's in question at the moment. Hangman books it, goes back there looking for MJF. MJF has already left, but he checks on Chris, and Chris is bloody mess. This is going to be fire in Los Angeles.
Yes, these two are going to beat the shit out of each other. This match is going to be amazing.
I skipped over my favorite line of it, though, and my favorite line of it is he goes, now we're really going to figure out who's real. That's amazing.
Look, if we're talking about legitimately throwing hands, Max wants no part of that.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Well, especially with that I'm sure his leg hurts from removing that tattoo.
Hangman would dog walk him in an actual fight.
Yeah, no, he would. Absolutely, he would.
Like beat the brakes off a kid. No.
But this right here, though, this is how we get. This is how we get. First of all, Hangman to be back to a legitimate contender.
Yes.
While he was doing the stuff with Swerve, he was great. But you couldn't tell me flip on a dime he was going to be a contender for the world title. You couldn't tell me that.
No.
This gets him back to that. This gets MJF back to that too, because silly MJF and making all the puns and making all him just beating the tar out of Christopher Daniels, and not only that, but prefacing it by coming out like because it's a throwaway thing with the bloody
towel is amazing,
and just tosses it like because even the commentary is just like. Is that blood on that towel? And then he throws it away and starts talking, and you forget all about that. Like, you've forgotten that he had the towel. You forgot there's blood on it.
See, this is where my frustration comes in. Because little things like that are so perfectly done.
Yes.
And then things happen like what happened with part of that segment.
Yes. Let's get to your 3 things. I'm going to leave that one for last because I feel like that's going to be a conversation. So, your number 1, Harley Cameron. You had a match with Deonna Purrazzo, which, first of all, fantastic match.
Absolutely. This match really showed me how much better Harley's gotten.
Yeah.
She gets her second televised win.
Yep.
Over Deonna Purrazzo, which is not a small thing.
Not at all.
They have not treated Deonna like they should have, but that's still not a small thing. And then after the match, we get Deonna leaving and Taya like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "I'm going home," and just walks off and leaves Taya hanging. So Are we Deonna and Taya? Because sign me up for all of that too.
Or is the Vendetta faction going to have to, get some fresh blood in there or revitalize themselves somehow? Another one. Second one to the show. Baby and E, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, and if you guys are here, say hey in the chat. Feel free to talk to us. We're here. We're going.
We have ADD, so by all means, put something in there. We'll talk about it for half an hour.
Which I have something I want to add on to this that has nothing to do with Harley specifically, but it was just something else I read today.
Okay.
But yeah, what they're doing with Harley, they're going to build her back up. I would love to see them do it at Revolution, but they're not going to.
No.
Because Momo's going to get the shot at Mercedes there. She's not winning it. I need Mercedes to keep the belt until July 12th.
Okay. Care to expand?
Can you imagine that pop at All In?
Yes, that would be amazing if Harley won it at All In.
If you're going to do it with as over as she is right now, did you see her thing with Renee where she pulled out the puppet?
Yes.
She is. First of all, it's creative as hell.
Here's the thing. She's their R-Truth, and I know people try to do that, like Orange Cassidy's their R-Truth, or
no, he's not.
Danhausen is their R-Truth. Harley Cameron is their R-Truth. She is their national treasure.
Yes.
First of all,
if I could get an R-Truth Harley Cameron segment, we could obtain world peace.
And throw Santino in there from TNA. Why not?
That pop was crazy.
That was. Real quick, back to Harley Cameron. I sent you a message. They called her Shining Wizard. Your Wizard Harley. And I hope that's the name.
Do you understand?
I hope that's what they're calling it.
Do you understand how fantastic that is?
Oh, it's so good.
First of all, I want to know if that's what they're going to call it, who came up with it. And secondly, if you're going to call it that, I need a shirt.
Yeah.
I need a shirt of her hitting the Shining Wizard.
I need her to have the glasses. I need her to have the lightning bolt. Whole thing.
With a wand in hand as she's hitting a Shining Wizard. Okay.
Shit. Anyway, go ahead.
The other part of this that I saw, Layla Hirsch's contract is up and they're not re-signing her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I hope she goes to Japan. Because she'll have some banger matches in Japan.
Yeah.
But I was a little sad. I have been a big Layla Hirsch fan. She was on Heels. Heels call and was fantastic. Her matches with Diamante and ROH were incredible matches.
Oh, yeah.
So
good.
I'm a little sad. Now, they weren't using her a lot, so I get it.
Yeah. It's the roster bloat thing. It's like people, they want to say bad things about WWE when they let go of the talents here recently, but they weren't being used. I mean,
they weren't using them.
It's much better for them to go on and be able to actually do their job somewhere rather than just sit back in catering, eating whatever the meal of the week is. Let them go and do a job. Let them be a wrestler.
Absolutely.
So her going there, I think New Japan's a great call. I also would not be sad just because of the way the women's division has been going in NXT. Have her show up over there too. She'd be
Have show
great in
up in
that division.
TNA.
TNA would be good too.
She would do great in TNA.
So,
Replace. I mean, she's not the juggernaut, but
but there is a big hole
that
there
type
left
of
for that.
character, she'd be a great fill-in, a great replacement.
Yeah.
So
Fabian,
I saw that today and was like, I hate that, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what she does.
Fabian, just new subscriber to the channel. He dropped. I can't watch AEW at the moment. The whole John Moxley thing is just boring and uninteresting. Absolutely
You are not wrong, sir.
agree. There's great things in it, so I always recommend just like try to look at the lighter side. Ours is Harley Cameron. That she's our our golden goose over there that we just love to watch. But that has gone nowhere. We have actually discussed with a partner, a friend of ours on another channel, of doing, after the writers thing is done, doing a rebook of it, of what it should have been. Because this all started to be, we're established talent. We know how to get over. We know how to make money. We're going to teach you youngins how this is done. And they started with the 4 pillars, and then the 4 pillars just stopped being part of the story. we stopped worrying about the AEW talent. We started sticking more WWE guys into the story.
The fact that we're now getting Garcia and Adam Cole, what the fuck does this have? Like, what? Yeah. Where's the Dark Order?
Yeah.
Where's
the Dark Order? Where's we had the Young Bucks who, like, they left. They took their ball and left because they were scared. Where's that story gone? They went to New Japan, won a title, lost it within a week or two, and we still haven't seen them. So there's so much more to go from there. Hey, Big Mike. No, you're not late at all. You are right on time. We just went over the news stuff, which I'm sure you already know a lot of because I think we watch the same news stuff. Agreed. It's time to end it if we're going to just keep this running gag of like, here's the new big toy, which unfortunately lately has been like ex-WWE guys facing Moxley. Then yeah, we just need to start wrapping this up and get it over with. Your number 2, Jordynne Grace and her girls.
Okay, so we had Jordan and Roxanne have their little face-off last week. When she tried to throw Roxanne out, Roxanne's foot got caught up in the rope,
which was really scary.
Just initially seeing it. She pulled herself up, and actually Jordan reached up and kind of grabbed a hold of her and pulled her back up. But when she did, Roxanne's other foot caught that string on the back of her shirt and snapped it.
Yeah.
And so Jordan had to, I think there was supposed to be more to that, but Jordan had to grab a hold of her top and back to the other side of the ring for Roxanne to realize what was happening.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of where they stopped it.
Yeah.
She commented on it. The replies from other people, I think it was Deonna Purrazzo that replied to it. And she's like, can we petition for that to not be a problem? Or something like that. I was like...
Yeah, the basic idea is, so WWE NXT had put the video up of that confrontation and tossing her over the rope and her backing away. And then Jordan, which is always wonderful to see on Twitter, decided she was going to reply back. I assume Tori's looking for the actual wordage here, so I'll let her look for that.
Yes.
I didn't notice it either, Big Mike. Like, the comment didn't make any sense to me until I went back and watched it again today. And I'm like, oh, I see what we're talking about now.
So Jordan's tweet said, and she sent this out on Tuesday night, it said, she should thank God I have a rule against kicking someone's ass with the girls out. Deonna Purrazzo replies to it, can we start a petition to terminate that rule? Somebody replied to that with every guy on the planet. Yes. So it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was well done. Props to Jordan. I mean, you couldn't do anything about it. It was what it was.
Yeah, it happened.
So, but it was a good little moment. It was funny. Jordan had fun with it. I love that Jordan's having fun.
Yes.
Um, I will kind of side note this one too. Ricky Starks did a promo backstage after his match, got emotional. It was a very cool little thing for him.
Yep. Um, a little
Like
bit,
it was just well done.
a little bit of stuff came out, and I didn't think to put it in the news. Talking about his name still. There has been more information that had been brought out about it. Apparently,
Okay.
WWE had wanted to change his name because they did want something that
Yeah.
they could trademark for their
Right.
own, which rightfully
Right.
so. He didn't want to let them trademark his name. That's good for him.
Totally.
That's rightfully so. They wanted to trademark something. Good for them. He came up with something that makes sense for both parties. It was a perfect marriage. People need to stop complaining about the name. The name's fine. Everybody involved was right in how they wanted to handle it. So,
Yeah. Big Mike, I agree. I didn't notice the thing with Jordan. Had she not put that tweet out there and then everybody started looking into it, nobody would have noticed either.
no.
But it's funny and I'm here for it. And I love that she is
She's
having
having fun
fun
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah. Um, your number three, and I think this is one that's going to end up being a discussion. Fabian, since you're a new subscriber here, I just want to go ahead and clarify because this is going to be the second time now that we've had some disparaging things to say about AEW. We normally don't get negative about AEW, and this is not even necessarily negative. It is we need them to fix these things because it makes the
Here,
product harder to watch.
if you're questioning how we feel about AEW, let me do this. That is Amanda Huber.
Yes.
That's how we feel about AEW.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show. We've both hung out with her. Wonderful woman that does some of the artwork for them.
Mel Coleman.
Mel Coleman, we've had dinner with
She's
her.
a
She's
oh,
wonderful,
she's
wonderful
so
person.
talented.
So I mean, we
So
love the
I'm a
program.
huge AEW fan. Love them. But
There's some things we need to
this
fix.
stuff, God,
Specifically the AEW camera and production. This particular episode took me out so hard because of some things we saw between multiple slip ups on the production itself, camera angles that make things look worse than they should.
or don't make things look as devastating as they should.
Right. Um,
On the
I
flip
wanted
side,
to. What?
Harley Cameron posted a video an hour ago pushing her cameo with a puppet.
How much is it?
I don't know.
We need to
I'm
find that
curious
out.
about that too.
Because we might need to do that. But anyway,
It starts at $85, which
okay,
is not bad.
that's not bad. $85 to get her to promote our stuff. I might be down for that. With the puppet, have her do the puppet thing.
Yes, I'm fine with it.
I will send her a puppet that looks like us. Whatever.
We don't need to do that.
But yeah, so I wanted to go over mine first because I loved the MJF Hangman segment, but there was a glaring problem in that one, and that's after we are told we should go check on his friend. The first 2 seconds of the video of seeing Christopher Daniels bloody on the ground is him punching himself in the head to help the blood flow more. Why did someone turn the camera on?
There is no reason those types of things should happen.
No.
I saw that and I'm like, well, you just completely ruined this.
Yeah.
Everything you had worked up to, had that not happened, it would have made this whole angle so much better.
Yeah.
But when you have that kind of a flub, like, how does that happen?
Yeah. Like, who's on the other side of that camera? Who's the cameraman that looks at it and goes, I'm going to turn this on? Or if we're talking about
It's
in the
not the
truck
camera.
and flipping to the camera, whichever way, because it depends on how the production works for that. It could be someone flipping to that camera themselves of the video itself, and that's what they sent in. It was backstage or whatever. Or it's someone in the truck who looks at it and goes to flip it over. How do you see him punching himself and then go, we're going to flip to that camera now? As much as I hate to say this, the man doesn't have a job. Call Kevin Dunn and at least get him to teach your guys about angles and stuff.
The sad part is today, I'm like, fuck, I hate him, but At least it would be better.
Yeah, I mean, we get 50 different cuts when we're doing a concerto, but that's a whole different conversation.
At least they would look good. So
Yeah.
that was my second beef for last night. No. Yeah, that was my second one. The third one was just a misstep in the Outrunners match. It just was an obvious thing. There was two of them in
See,
the
I didn't
Edge
notice that one. So
segments.
what's the Outrunners
It
one?
was just a matter of one of the Outrunners was supposed to do something, and he waited about a half a second to a second too long, and it was noticeable.
Okay. Well, that was not so much a production.
It wasn't
problem.
major. It wasn't a major thing. No, it wasn't a production problem. It was just a small thing.
The concerto was
the Edge
bad.
segment at the end. It was terrible. It was now. Had you when the one they did for Willow, that looked amazing.
Well, and I thought they were going to get it right
amazing.
with the Claudio one because they had the right angle. It was that front angle, so you'd only see you'd see the tip of the chair hit in front of you,
the tip.
and so you would see nothing but the chair hitting the mat. That's all you would see, and it would look like he hit him in the head and the whole thing. But for some reason, they decided to switch to the side camera, which shows him not hitting him in the head.
I'm not saying he should be super close.
No.
Because you don't want to take that chance. But as many times as Adam Copeland has done this spot, I'm not worried about that part.
No.
He probably could get that thing about half an inch off of Claudio's head and be fine.
Yeah. Well, and then
I also noticed something else with this. When they do it, they lay it down so that raised back of the chair is up.
Yes.
So
are you talking about the Willow thing?
Well, Willow's wasn't that way.
Right. Willow scared the shit out of me with that. Because when she started to swing it with the wrong way, I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's going to hurt somebody.
Well, because the one on the ground was that way.
Yeah.
So it gives that little bit of space
right
where their head is not flat. So if you do that right, those chairs are going to sound great.
Yeah.
It's going to be about that far off of their head. So even if you get a side shot, it's going to at least look like it.
Yeah.
It did not.
No. The other one that I caught that you didn't mention there though is
I caught it the second when I watched it.
Would you watch the second time
today?
So you've got Marina Shafir. She's on Cope's neck. She's trying to put the chokehold on him, and he's trying to get out of it. And the camera stays on him just a beat too long. It's literally just a beat too long because you see him nod over to Yuta to do the psycho knee, and it's like just that one beat was too long of holding on his face for that to happen.
Had they gone from her doing that to the pan out,
yeah,
or at least backed up, you wouldn't have had that. But that's what I'm saying. These are the little things, and it's criticism that's 100% fair.
Yeah.
I love my AEW. I enjoy the shows. There's no reason for this amateur hour shit.
Yeah.
You're 5 years in. Yeah, there's no reason.
If we're making these mistakes, and that's what it is, it's just mistakes. And I understand growing pains. But if you don't have someone who has the forethought of how the screens need to be switched, what panels we need to go to, where we need to go into in the action, then you need to hire someone in for that. It's the same conversation we have with the storylines. You have one or two great stories, and those are always amazing. And then everything else kind of gets dropped. You don't have someone with a mindset to make those stories and make them make sense and long-term storytelling and make things be able to wrap up in a bow, or like Fabian was just talking about with this writer situation, to right a ship when we've obviously went wrong with it, then hire someone for that.
Big Mike. Yeah, 100% Big Mike. Critique is not criticism. This is critique. I love AEW. I enjoy the shit out of it. I watch it all.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's something different. It's kind of like we talked about.
Yeah.
It's a buffet. It's something different.
Yep. It's a steakhouse. You're going to get good steak. If this was year
one, speaking of, I had Texas Roadhouse tonight. That shit was fire. Then
give me one.
That's why we were running behind.
Just drop it by here on your way home.
We went to the Wasso. We didn't come anywhere near you.
For steak, I'm still on the way home.
He said for steak, I'm still on the way home. So, year one, I expect these mistakes. Absolutely expect these mistakes.
Yes.
Year five, absolutely not. There's no reason for it. None whatsoever.
Yeah. It's rough.
I
It's
just this the storyline thing. Each storyline should have its own writer.
yeah. Or
And their thing should
each
be
division or
here's
something. There needs to be some sort of separation of like these people focus on the main card, these people focus on the women, these people focus on the tag. Something, some sort of thing where we can focus on
as
certain
much
segments
as
of
I
stories.
never thought I would say this, if you want somebody to run the women's division, get Karen Jarrett to do it. The woman knows her stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely against that idea.
At least have her as part of it. I mean,
That's right, Big Mike. For steak, I'm on the way home.
Big Mike, don't you live in like St. Louis or something?
And
What the hell?
that's still on the way home for steak.
It's not. Anyway, there should be somebody writing for the women's division.
Yeah.
There should be somebody writing for, okay, we've got this storyline. I need 2 months worth of ideas. It doesn't need to be exact. It doesn't need to be word for word. It doesn't mean it can't be changed.
Mm-hmm.
I need a 2-month layout of how you're doing this. Are we doing both shows? Are we doing one show? What are we doing?
Well, it's like
Oh, Alabama. Okay.
Alabama.
I mean, if I'm going to Gulf Shores, I'll holla at you. But
Well, it's like we've said with he who should not be named now. As much as he's an asshole, his mindset of how the business worked in his prime is the way it should be. What is your big show? Their big show is, I always forget, is it in or out?
it's Revolution.
Oh, Revolution's that's the big payoff. I thought it was one of the alls.
Doing. I mean, All In and All Out were kind of, All In is their big one if you want to be technical, because they did that one in London.
Yeah.
They're doing Texas.
Yeah, it's like
year.
what's their WrestleMania? Where's their
it's All
restart?
In. At this point, it's All In.
You book All In and you book backwards. How do we get there? And work your way back.
And obviously, things happen. People get hurt. But we just totally threw away Edge and Christian because Edge got hurt.
Yeah.
He doesn't even come back to that.
No. Well, and I mean, speaking of those types of situations, you've got Samoa Joe come back. For some reason, he
doesn't even mess with Jericho.
Yeah, he gets thrown into the Christian storyline instead of messing with Jericho, who's the one who took him out,
who put him through a wall.
Yeah. Why didn't we go to that? Like, I understand if you want him to go against the patriarchy, that's fine. I like the idea. I like the ops. I like that whole crew. But why didn't we take care of Jericho first?
I'm a big fan of that.
Of ops?
Yeah, the ops. I'm a big fan of that.
It's 3 just badass dudes who's going to kick your ass. I'm 100% down for that. But they should have went after the learning tree first. There's 3 of them too.
Yes.
100%. So
100%.
take care of those 3, and then start with the patriarchy stuff. That'd be perfectly fine.
I agree.
The Wish.com Money in the Bank we got going on here. We got that started, and what have we done with that?
Nothing. We've used it to put Kip Sabian with him. That's what we've done with it.
Yeah, it's weird that like we start these things and then just we kind of forget about it. Not to say WWE doesn't do the same thing. They've definitely done that in their past as well. Of just like, what happened to that thing? Like, I still want to know what's in the lockbox. Do you remember that? Shane McMahon had something in the lockbox that was supposed to be the detriment of Vince and the WWE. We never found out what the fuck was in that box. We don't know who moved the contract. Was it a contract? contract or a title that they moved for Stone Cold? Like it was a ladder match, and he went to reach for it, and someone moved it. We never found out who moved it.
It was a title.
Stuff like that, like it just weird.
Robert
So
Stone
FTR was there.
went to
Oh, go ahead.
Robert Stone went to NXT at Full Sail.
Nice.
Do you know he's like, I went back to reconnect with old friends.
Mm-hmm. I thought Robert Stone was still a part of NXT. Is he not?
He is part of NXT.
Oh,
He
he went to
was
TNA.
part of TNA.
Oh, he went to TNA. I thought you said he went to NXT. I was like, well, no, it makes sense. He's there.
Sorry, he went to TNA at Full Sail.
Chris, FTR actually was here recently. They were just in a match on Dynamite. They did kind of disappear though. I agree with you.
The Guns just had a match too.
Yeah, they just came back though. Like they've
had one match.
Yeah.
And then nothing.
Yeah.
But this is again, why are the Guns not helping Jay White? Are we not doing the Bang Bang Gang anymore? Because he's still doing it and they're doing their thing, but are they not together anymore?
Yeah. Well, and so then like another thing of make it make sense. Like if Switchblade's getting his ass beat by the Riders, where are the Guns?
Yeah.
Why aren't they helping him?
Now, if you're going to do it where they're not involved, there has to be a backstage segment to explain why they're not.
Yeah. But
I just.
Yeah, Fabian, that's another one too. Like there's so many dropped balls when it comes to stories in all companies. It's just that's the thing that frustrates the most. That's a good question, Chris. Because FTR was there backing him up, and then now they're not there anymore.
Liv retweeted that Donkey has a redesign for Shrek 5. Bailey said, we all age, dude. Liv said, it's the animation style is different, and I'm going to age you in the chamber Sunday. And Bailey said, I will make you look goofier than Donkey's animation. Damn, y'all.
Dang. First of all, why we got a dog donkey like that? He got himself a good woman, got him like 125 kids.
Oh, God.
And he'd a stare master. Don't mess with that man. He making waffles.
Anyway, there's so many little things that need work, and I don't understand. Chris, you're not wrong. Why aren't they helping? Why are we all of a sudden having them fight with Undisputed Kingdom?
Well, and not only that,
this is where
to go to your point of like why all of a sudden are we having Daniel Garcia
Donkey is catching strays
versus Adam Copeland. What is the situation now? Because like we had the Undisputed Kingdom and they were good guys. FTR was good guys fighting the Riders. Daniel Garcia was being a good guy over there with Daddy Magic and Cool Hand. And now this match, Copeland's still acting like a face, but then you got Kyle O'Reilly acting like an asshole, which is weird because he's supposed to be like the cool guy.
And then Roderick Strong spit at
FTR.
I'm like, sir, do you understand how hard this man hits?
Like, what is going on here? Like, it's no explanation though of why we're doing that all of a sudden. Again, just give me something. Give me a backstage segment, something to explain what the hell's going on. But
this is what I'm saying though. It doesn't make this. This is again where the writing falls apart.
Yeah. All right. Well, so for the couple of new subscribers we got there, let's explain just kind of what happened here. So, for our show, we don't go in depth about the events that have happened because there's so many other
for the whole show.
Yeah, for the whole show, because other podcasts do that. The Run In Wrestling podcast being one of them that do very well at going like beat for beat of what happened in a show. We felt like we needed to cut that down a little bit because we can't do it as good as everybody else. It's just reading over the same material. So we do the news.
I don't know about all that, but
so we do the news, and we do a 3 count. So each of us picks like 3 things that have happened in wrestling. It doesn't have to be on the show. It just in wrestling in general in the past, since the last time we talked. I did make a new thing though. Wow. This weekend,
you have so much free time on your hands.
Well, I'm an IT guy.
That's why you're the brains, and I just show up.
We appreciate you coming in, Fabian. Hopefully you're back before we get done. If not, we will be back on Tuesday. I might do some things this weekend with the Elimination Chamber coming up, which is what we're going to talk about now. So we're going to do our predictions for the Elimination Chamber.
If I'd have thought about it, we'd have gone on the run-in so I could take Big Mike's crown away from you.
Oh. I don't think we're doing a big one yet. As Big Mike's a little scared.
Checks in the mail.
Woo. I'm going to pretend like you didn't just steal my joke. I said that on his podcast.
Right.
We appreciate it, though. We appreciate it, obviously. I am going to steal something from Big Mike because I didn't know that this was happening. Apparently, Chelsea's been touting that she's going to be showing up and that something might be happening. So maybe we're going to get a surprise U.S. title match.
So she has a surprise match Friday.
Oh, is it Friday? That's okay.
She's going to be, because Friday's in Toronto as well.
Gotcha. Okay. I
misunderstood. She's from Toronto. And she's going and was told by Aldis that she has an opponent, but was not told who.
Okay.
Speculation seems to be that it's Zelina.
Hopefully. That would be wonderful for Zelina to have a program with Chelsea.
I don't know if it's a title match. I personally hope it's not. Because give me a non-title, give Zelina the win, build this to Mania, and put the title on Zelina.
I'm with you there. And I'm sure Big Mike is too. I know he's a big Zelina fan. All right, so let's start with then. We have Trishy Time versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Please tell me that is not what they are calling them.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought it was fun.
Oh. I was like, oh my God, we are so uncreative.
Who do you think's coming away with that?
Tiff and Trish.
It has to be, right?
There's no chance the women's champ and the hometown hero are taking that L.
So Chris says the card did say it was for a U.S. women's title.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a title match, okay. I don't think she's winning it there, but hopefully it starts the program.
I don't either. But I'm good with it. Zelina and Chelsea will be a fantastic program because they can both work.
Yes, absolutely. And maybe we'll finally get to see Zelina do what she can do and not be wrapped around the LWO and all this other stuff.
We haven't seen that since Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because that match with Rhea was fire.
We have the unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. What do you think is happening there? Or do you even care?
Oh, no, that match is going to be incredible.
It is.
Like, I'm looking forward to watching that one Sunday. I won't be surprised if this ends with a double countout, double knockout, no decision. They both just do something crazy and can't get up.
Big Mike talking that trash.
Fair enough.
He just said, take your whooping.
I'll take that L. I'm
going to tell you this. The next go round, I'm not swinging for the fences like I was. Like the Rumble, I swung for the fences for some stuff. And
yeah,
I'll play it a little more safe next time. I agree with you. Actually, it's one of those weird things. Like you and I sometimes are just on the same wavelength with how something should go out. I do think this should end up in some sort of like no contest. They tear each other apart so much. Neither one of them can get up. They both get carted off.
The only thing that gives me pause on that is the thing I saw today that Randy may be back. Now, if Randy's healthy and we're doing Randy Kevin at Mania, which I don't think we should, but if we are, and Randy costs him that match, okay.
Yeah.
Or if Kevin wins and just keeps the beat down on and Randy gets involved there, okay. I personally think the best way to end this is a no contest because either one of them winning, it doesn't hurt the other, but it doesn't help them.
Yeah. I agree. All right. We'll go ahead and jump to the world title situation. We have WWE champion Cody Rhodes. He's supposed to address The Rock's offer that he gave
He's
him
not
of
doing
The
it,
Rock saying, "I want your soul."
which was so stupid. And have you seen the shirt?
Yes.
It's hot trash. It's trash.
It is so. First of all, why are we doing a Shang Tsung impression on WWE Raw? Your soul is mine. What are we doing?
Look. The only reason they didn't put that on the shirt is because of the video game.
That's valid. What I kind of, I don't know, I kind of hope that he teases it a little bit more. Like he doesn't know what to do. Give me some depth of character on it. I mean, obviously, in the end of it, we're not going to talk about that. Hold on, Chris in chat. We're not going to talk about the white T-shirt that they're selling for $30.
We're not going to compare merch because the Penta mask and hologram mask said everything we need to know.
Yeah, Big Mike. That's kind of where I was coming from too, and I think the original thought that Tori was talking about is I don't know about him winning, but as far as like the second part of that, have them beat each other so bad that we don't see them for a while, and then it's a surprise when we see it come back together. But yeah, this whole situation's weird. First of all, I had to explain this to someone that I work with because they heard that The Rock was trending about something that happened on wrestling. And so I had to explain the whole thing. I was like, well, last year Rock came in. He became, legitimately became a head of the company that owns the WWE. He kind of stuck himself into the storyline. And then that kind of blew up in his face. And honestly, it just kind of seems like we're doing that again. He's sticking himself in a storyline that he doesn't really need to be in. Obviously, what I think is going to happen, though, if we're talking about what's Cody going to do, Cody's going to turn him down. It's going to be before the men's chamber. And then whoever wins the men's chamber is going to side with Rock. That's going to be Rock's answer to try to take the title.
I have this tiny sliver of hope that it's John Cena.
I've read people suggest that, and it's not a horrible idea. If he gets a crisis of confidence and decides that he needs to embrace that type of
Urban Raj, thanks for showing up.
Hey,
appreciate you guys.
If we're in a situation where he feels like he has to rely on that type of attitude to win the 17th title, and who else to do it to than the person he used to look down on because he left the company? And like, it's a full circle thing, and we're early enough in the year that he can turn face again. He can big show
it. No.
You want him heel to the end?
Do the whole rest of yes.
Oh.
I want the whole rest of this run as a heel. That last match, he does something that gets the crowd back.
Well, if you do that, just fantasy booking it, you do the Hogan thing. Hogan Rock at the very end. Hogan shakes The Rock's hand. Then all's forgiven because the bad guy is anointing the hero. So if that happens, then yeah, for sure. I don't know if I want him to be a heel the entire year though. Like I want some feel good with him.
Everybody's like that Doctor of Thugonomics was a heel. No. That dude was a tweener because he clowned on everybody. That was not a full heel run.
That's right, Big
I
Mike.
mean, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
we know we're on track because Herb showed up.
Right? I want a full on cheating to win, dirty tactics Cena heel run. I want him to make the Nature Boy look like a good guy.
Okay, so we'll back that up real quick. So if he does that, does he do the plans that he said he had? Because if you remember right on Chris Van Vliet, he said like he had a new theme music, he had new gear, he had everything
Yes.
ready to go for that
Yes.
heel run.
Yes. Give me all of that.
Okay.
Look, I respect the hell out of Cena. Respect the hell out of that man.
Mm-hmm.
Never been an in-ring fan. Love the Dr. Thugonomics gimmick. He has done some really impressive shit by like that pick up the Edge in the Big Show, stuff like that was super cool. I've never been a big Cena fan. You want to see me turn into the biggest Cena homer ever?
He turns heel.
He'll turn that man.
But that's the problem. He turns heel. Everybody's going to back him because they're like, oh my God, he finally did it. So then he's not a heel anyway.
No. I need him to go Bailey heel. Like some little kid with a John Cena sign, rip the sign up.
Have him mess with the little Jimmies. I gotcha.
Yes. I need him to go full tilt.
Oh my God. That's how you do it. Have him beat down R-Truth. R-Truth's childhood hero.
Not just
beats him
not
down.
just a beat down. Not just a beat down.
Oh no.
No.
Christopher Daniels if he didn't punch himself in the face.
This needs to be almost uncomfortable.
Oh. Okay. We need to get off fantasy booking. That's not what we're doing today. But that's something we're gonna have to talk about, obviously, at some point. Women's Elimination Chamber, we got Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, Roxanne Perez.
I see Bianca winning this.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it comes down to Bianca and Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
And Naomi tries to keep it friendly. And then Jade shows up. This is where I've said it was Bianca the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change that up a little for this. It's Jade and Bianca, or it's Bianca and Naomi. Jade shows up, walks to the edge of the cage, says something, points something, indicates something to let Bianca know that it was Naomi.
Okay.
And Bianca beats the brakes off that girl.
I'd like that, Chris. That'd be awesome.
We do not need to do any more scaffolding matches. Those things made me uncomfortable when we did in the 80s. We do not need to do that now.
All right, so she nods. Bianca now knows it was Naomi that did it, and that causes Bianca to go off.
Bianca beats the brakes off her.
Gotcha. What I think is going to happen is I do think Bianca's going to get it. I don't know the logistics of it. I did say a thing in Big Mike's podcast, the Run in Wrestling Pod, that I would like to see happen. I think it would be cool to continue the story a little bit. Naomi wins it, but then someone takes her out. And then, of course, at the end of it, we find out that Bianca was behind the whole thing, but Bianca ends up taking that spot because she's like, my friend's gone. Both my friends got jumped. I'm going to carry the banner for our team. We find out that she's behind the whole thing. I think that would be kind of cool.
The other option is the only other option here is that we actually have we do Jade Bianca this year. I don't think they should.
Yeah.
I think this needs to be a Royal Rumble 2 WrestleMania type build for Jade and Bianca.
I don't disagree with you. But I look in that list of women, and there's no one there that makes sense. Hopefully, they surprise me. I would love to have someone other than Bianca win it, except for Liv. And not that I don't like Liv. Liv's been doing amazing work, but I don't need that match again right now.
So here's a question: what if somebody takes Liv out in the back and replaces her?
And then Jade comes in.
Yep.
That wouldn't be bad.
Give me Jade and Rhea Ripley at Mania. If there were backstage issues that have caused her to be off TV like this, and she's good, they felt they needed to prove a point. Okay. If it's been an injury, she's just been out for an injury. Give me every bit of that. Yeah. Give me every bit, because you're gonna put Jade in there with Mommy.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Tease that a little bit. Big Mike, Chris, both of those are great. Like that storyline is one of those that it's like we're in a situation where we should be ready for it to be over, but we're still speculating, like, how do we do that? Where do we go with that? And as long as we still have that thought in our brain, then we're still invested in that story. So those are both great turns of what could happen. And Chris, that's a great point, is that Naomi wasn't a slump. She wasn't really doing anything until this. So her being the person that caused it so she could get the leg up, that makes sense too. Bianca being stuck in another tag team could be why she did it. Both of them not getting the prestige they deserve means both of them could have been behind it. Why did they take her out? Because she came in and got all the fanfare that they were supposed to have.
I definitely like the way Mike booked that. I'm here for all of that. That would be pretty well done.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, anybody else in that would be perfectly fine with, but you've got Bayley and Roxy who are kind of doing their thing still. So as long as that's still kind of going on, do we really branch that off somewhere else?
I don't hate the idea of Roxanne winning that.
I don't either.
She's not beating Rhea. Absolutely not beating Rhea.
I'm okay.
But
I'm okay if she wins it for one specific reason, and that's because that being a mid-card match would be perfectly fine. Obviously, if this was going to be one of the main events, no, I don't think Roxy's ready for that. I think her and Mommy in a main event would be a bad idea. But if this is second, third match of the first night, get it out of the way. It'd be a great way to show NXT talent, because we tout the entire match of how she just came from NXT and da-da-da-da-da. We talk about how new she is. We talk about the records that she's done. And then she has the feather in her cap of, in my first 2 months on the main roster, I'm already on the WrestleMania card.
And Bayley screws her out of the win. And then you keep that going, but on the main roster.
You know what? I think that's the second time you've brought up like an old Samoa Joe thing that I miss and I loved.
We gonna talk about who kidnapped the Undertaker, or we're just gonna leave that alone?
It was him, Austin. It was him all along.
I did it for The Rock. Anyway,
so, someone asked on TikTok who we feel the real tribal chief is. I said I feel like it's Ricky, because he did it for the people. He did it for The Rock. Men's Elimination Chamber: John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and the Prime Guy.
Anybody but Logan Paul. That's my answer. Literally, I hope they all 5 just beat the brakes off of that kid. Beat him like he stole something. And it was probably somebody else's 15 minutes of fame. So I detest Logan Paul.
I'm going to say anybody but Logan Paul, but that's just because I don't want to see him face Cody Rhodes. I don't think that's a match I want to see.
That's definitely not a main event.
No. Well, and this is what's weird, is technically that can't be the main event, right? no matter who wins it. Because who won the Rumble is supposed to get the main event. But whatever. Honestly, out of the group that's there, I think Cena gets it. I've finally been won over. I don't want him to get it. I don't want him to get a shot at the world title this early in his last run. But it's the only one that makes
Here's
sense.
the thing. If you're going to give him 17, do it at Mania.
Yeah.
Him, even if he's not The Rock's guy, if The Rock costs Cody that match, okay, what?
Tappy tappy the pee. Thank you, Chris.
Oh my God.
I bring that up at least once every few months.
So many horrible stereotypes in that. If you're gonna give him 17, Mania is the place to do it.
I don't disagree.
Taking it off Cody, especially if The Rock costs him that title, makes 100% sense. And then I'll tell you right now, his first opponent needs to be CM Punk. They have a lot of unfinished business.
What if we have an Austin McMahon moment?
Where he says he's the corporate champion, then turns on The Rock?
No, the other way around. Where he also is denying The Rock. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm going to win this straight up. I'm going to do this on my own. Rock costs him the title. Cena and Rock shake and hug in the middle of the ring.
The Rock cost Cody the title?
Yeah. I mean, you could do it either way. You could cost John Cena the title. And then Cody went to the
I am of the opinion, if we're going to give Cena 15, this is the place to do it.
17, isn't it?
17, sorry. I know what I meant. If you're going to give him 17, Mania is the place to do it. I don't want a Nikki Alexa feud. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. At least not right now. I need more build to it.
I need them to get off the pot with that whole thing. Give me Wyatt Six and Alexa, however you're doing it, because that's obviously what you're doing. They're both on the same show now. Get off the pot. Do something. It's like when the Wyatt Six first came out. They came out, they did a thing, and then we didn't see them for like a month. And I'm like, come on, do something. But yeah, no. So I've been won over. I do think Cena walks away with it. And in hindsight, looking at it, Cena wins it. We get that title out of the way. He's got his 17th win. He can lose it the next month. Then we've got that out of the way. He's got the title. We've done it.
I agree. And then it's done. Like you said, it's done. It just...
Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate that, but I love it. I hate that, but I love it. The reaction of that crowd.
I need... Where is SummerSlam?
Goodness, Big Mike. That
is this Cleveland?
Is it Cleveland? Oh, if it's Cleveland, that wrote itself right there. That's a happy accident.
It's in New Jersey. Where's Cena from?
He's from West Newbury.
He's from Boston.
Yeah.
Jersey is close enough that they're going to get Yankee type support.
That's valid.
Screwing Cena in New Jersey. I mean, it's like you said, everything's legal in New Jersey.
It's legal in New Jersey. I don't want to see that. I think you just gave me nightmares, Chris. Um, yeah. So I mean, I think I do love what Big Mike did there.
Yeah.
That
I don't like it, but I love what he did.
that's one of those though. I still think Cena's going to get it, but I want that to happen now. That's what I want to happen. That's better booking than we're going to get. So that's awesome. Yep, Liv is from Jersey.
They're not putting the title. SummerSlam, it may be. You may do something with Liv. She's going to have a match at SummerSlam for sure.
Yeah.
I think she'll still have the tag titles at that point.
I think they have a good run with those type belts. That someone needs to have a good run with them.
Yeah, I think we're getting Dom Finn at Mania.
Okay.
And that'll cook.
That will. That'll be really.
We have any other matches on this card?
No, that's it. That's all the.
Okay.
That's all the matches. They're trying to keep them fairly tight nowadays. So, 4 or 5 matches.
I mean, you're doing the 2 chambers, and those things are an hour.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of window there.
So, anything you saw Twitter-wise, or anything you want to talk about before we hop off?
No, I definitely think the Harley Cameron cameo is worth looking at. I need to watch this metaphor entrance.
Oh yeah, I sent that to you. They gave us the tag entrance. We still haven't seen the full metaphor entrance yet. But the tag entrance, they cooked on that. That was really good.
Yeah. That is awesome. That's fantastic.
It's fantastic. So we did get it confirmed today. We both have the WWE 2K Bloodline Edition. So we'll both have that.
Bought mine today.
We're going to probably work together that weekend to kind of work out whatever kinks we need to work out, so we can get it going. But then what will happen is Thursdays will be our WWE 2K day. So we'll run through whatever news, and then we will play GM mode. Now that it's finally online, thank God for that. For doing that, we have made a Discord, which I have put on our Twitter. So definitely go back and take a look at that and join our Discord.
Tested it out Tuesday.
Sorry, I got a text message. I got sidetracked. So yeah, go to that, join the Discord, and then you'll be able to see both our screens. So you'll see what she's doing for her show. You'll see what I'm doing for my show. It'd be a nice way to view it, so we can actually have a lot of fun with it. We're hoping that it works out well. There's some kinks that we're confused about, we're worried about now that we hadn't thought about before.
Yeah, things we thought about after the fact.
Of how that works with like created characters and stuff like that. Like, do we both have to download the same characters? All that. So we're gonna work all those kinks out before we actually go live with it. But so that means that the week after the 7th will probably be our first episode of WWE 2K25 GM mode. I will be doing the My Rise on the weekends sporadically. It's not a full schedule, but just when I can on Saturday or Sunday, I'll pick it up. We'll go through the My Rise stuff and do that. It's a combined My Rise this year, so I'll make both our characters and we'll go through it together.
The only hitch for the 13th is that's Grace's little sister's birthday.
Oh no.
So I don't have any specifics yet, but just tossing it out there that may interrupt things, and if it does, we'll just push it to like some other day.
Yeah, if that's the case, if we end up not doing it that way, it'll be the following. Yeah. It'll be the following Thursday. That's fine.
We'll find time.
Real life always beats our virtual life. It's fine. Did I see the Easter egg? Yes.
Yes, we talked about that Tuesday.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I want to go ahead and throw you under the bus on this one. Tori had not noticed the little vignette.
I didn't.
Little things. But yeah,
I didn't until I went back and watched it.
Every week since Finn has come back, there's been some form of the demon paint somewhere. Whether it's been the mask or whether it's been an artwork, something has had his demon logo somewhere on the screen. Great little call to that. It's awesome. Which means we're going to
If
get
they're going
that
to
at
do
some
it, they'll
point.
do it at Mania. They're not going to do it right away. They'll do it at Mania.
Yeah. The question is what we do it for. Do we do it to have him implode Judgment Day? Do we have it for him to take the U.S. title off of Bronson because they got that thing going now? It'll just be good to see it back. I do hope. Braun
Breaker.
Not Bronson. Bronson, unfortunately, still has weak ankles. So hopefully we'll get him back at some point. See him come back and squash some people. But all right, well, if that is it then, before you guys leave, make sure you stay tuned. Harvey entrusts Mike with closing a major lawsuit while Mike is unaware that Trevor approached Jessica. Harvey must make a decision about guarding Mike's secret. On the season 2 premiere.
I'm on episode like 5.
The season 2 premiere of Suits.
I actually started watching it because of you.
That's awesome. I'm glad. Did you watch the episode of the new thing?
I have not watched the new one yet.
It's pretty good so far. I'm a little confused. I've also been seeing some videos of a movie I might need to watch. Apparently, there's a movie where the dude that plays Mike is a car salesman, but he's acting just like Mike from Suits. So, like, it seems like he's got the whole thing of the memory and all of it. So I'm like, you're just that character on there. I think it was great. I think they're doing a great thing as far as that is concerned. I go into ads like I'm Jim Cornette. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment.
I couldn't think of his damn name. I couldn't think of Mike's character's name.
Yeah. I've heard we're supposed to see them at some point on there. While we're talking about cool things, the Supernatural trio apparently are all showing up in the final season of The Boys.
I saw that.
That's going to be cool. For those that are joining us, we're nerds all the way around. So wrestling, whatever. We're just nerds in general. But all right. We're going to go ahead and close this out. We've been at this an hour and 39 minutes today. We currently have 10 people watching us. We've got 2 new subscribers. Thank you so much for that. For the rest of you that are watching us, like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things. Go ahead and do all that. It's free. It gets us more entertainment. This has been one of the more fun shows we've done in a while because we've got a great audience here that are talking to us and bringing up ideas. We appreciate all of you. I thought the premiere seemed like episode 5 of... Yeah, it kind of did. I like that they kind of jumped us into it. We're not really getting a lot of exposition of why we're here. We just know
I'm sure they'll do some backstory at some point, but you don't need to open with it.
No. But yeah, like it opened with just, there's going to be a merger, which we knew from the last season of Suits that was happening. So we already knew that it was happening. And then just kind of went on from there. It was fun. Also a new season of Reacher's out. Been enjoying that. Yes. That's a fun show.
That shit is so good.
I feel horrible as a human being, realizing that may be what a man's body is supposed to look like, and not this. Because Jesus Christ, that man is chiseled.
Yes. That man is...
Not sure how that happened. That is what someone my age apparently is supposed to look like. Jesus. Of course, then again, you've got Batista, who just did a gym photo of himself, and a man that's older than me. Apparently, that's how that's supposed to look too. How does that happen? But anyway, follow us on all the socials down below. Down on the line there, you see all the channel socials. Right below our names, you see the X's or Twitters of us personally. Go ahead and follow all those. I'll go ahead and get those updated numbers since we've got 60 subscribers now on YouTube. We appreciate it. The goal is 100. We're hoping to get there by the end of the year so we can have a little bit more fun on that. And go ahead and grab us over on Twitch as well, because on the Thursdays, it'll be the Twitch since we're doing the gaming stuff. So definitely get us over there. All of Us Are Dead is getting a new season. Okay. That's weird that you bring that up. My daughter just started showing me that show. And so it's a pretty decent little show.
Okay. Before we go, shout out to our boy Kevin. It's his birthday.
Yeah, I saw that. I completely forgot that it's his birthday. How is Kev doing? Because I haven't heard
He's good.
a lot of it lately.
He's good. There's a lot going
Yeah.
on, but he's good.
Okay. We'll talk about that offline. But we appreciate you guys. We will see you on Tuesday. Catch out our TikTok on Saturday. I'm going to try to throw some like reaction stuff of Elimination Chamber of me watching it. Tori has a previous engagement that's probably going to pull her away from watching it live with me. Look at that. Big Mike getting us over on the Twitch. Appreciate it.
Oh, is that one for Twitch?
Yeah, that was Twitch. It was purple. See, it was our truth.
Okay.
He's over there. I was trying to think of a Twitch fun thing, but I don't know. I don't even know that's PG. We appreciate you guys. Have a great time. For now, this is Michael, and this is my partner Tori, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out.